Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So here at the community college where I'm teaching, we have this push to get people to go get vaccinated against the flu. Nowadays, it's the flu they're pushing for. The other vaccine isn't so popular anymore. And big headline is that did you know sick days from the flu cost the economy some number of dollars? I forgot the number because I don't believe any of it. And if you go and dig into that, read the fine print, they go on to say that how many hours are lost due to sick time, how much money people could be making, and that's how they arrive at that number. That doesn't jive with my own experience, and I don't think it jives with a lot of people's experiences. Let me talk about the last couple of times I was sick. I had COVID in 2023, and while I was laying in bed, I thought about my bismuth art. I was thinking about pouring bismuth into silicone molds and how they always bubble out of there and make a mess and don't turn out really well. And as I was thinking about this, I thought about a chemistry experiment that I had done a few years ago and how it might apply. 4 years ago, I was living out of my car in Seattle, Washington. Seattle is very humid, and windows tend to fog up. The whole inside becomes really dirt, disgusting with humidity. And I remember keeping a container of road salt, calcium chloride, in the car to keep the car relatively dry. I mean, it was still pretty damp there, but it felt so much better once I started keeping that calcium chloride in the car. And it dawned on me that part of the reason the silicone mold bubbles over is all the absorbed moisture. And it occurred to me I could dry out the mold by keeping it in a locked container with a, that was my eureka moment when I was thinking about that. But I thought about that laying on bed. I distinctly remember as I was laying on bed, I couldn't wait to recover so I could try it because I had been thinking about this. I didn't have the energy to go do it, but it forced me to think even more. And by the time I got up, I had a few other ideas as well. That was that. 2 months ago, I was working with an alloy of tin when I got severely poisoned. And as I lay in bed this time around, I thought about an AI for the game of Scout, a card game, and I came up with quite a number of ideas. And when I recovered, I made some progress with that too. Now, it isn't always just ideas that I come up with when I'm sick. 5 years ago, I had just returned from Taiwan when I got deathly ill. I don't know what it was. It could have been a very early case of COVID, could have been the flu as well. I was watching YouTube videos and so I stumbled on a number of music videos that I might not have discovered had I not been sick. And not long after that, we locked down over COVID. I started writing an AI for the game of backgammon, and those songs really provided a lot of entertainment during those early days of the lockdown. And I just want to say that, see, this is the kind of logic I really dislike, right? People saying that a sick day costs our economy how much. And so, by the same logic, people think that if you leave work on time, you cost the economy how much, right? If you take your weekends off, if you take vacation, if you retire too early, you cost the economy how much, right? You could extend that logic to say that, right? If you how about this? If you text and drive and you end up in the hospital and you die, you definitely cost the economy. I'd rather people say that, right? If you eat junk food, if you drink soda and you get yourself obese, you definitely see that doesn't cost the economy anymore. In the minds of Americans, that generates economic growth, right? People have to invent new drugs to treat your soda-induced obesity, right? See the doublespeak there? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.